Hello everyone, this is Jack Harvell with Z9Tracker.com, and the purpose of this video is going to be giving you a visual walkthrough inside Z9 Tracker software. Now, if you haven't yet watched the introductory video, I highly recommend that you do that first, since it's going to be more of a deep dive into how you're going to benefit from each of the features that we're about to discuss. So starting off, you have your product dashboard. This is where all your products are going to show up as soon as you log in. Now, if you want to add a product, you just go up to Actions, Track New Product, and you can enter your ASIN up at the top, and then whatever keywords you want to track, and click Create Tracker. Now, notice that the keywords are optional. That's because you can enter a product in just to track BSR if you like. So you don't have to add keywords. You can just track the BSR, and it'll track BSR versus price. Okay, so in either of those cases, if it's just ASIN or ASIN and keywords, you create tracker, and then it's going to populate this view. Now notice you have, very similar to your product description, you have the top level category and the lower level nodes that your product is listed in, and that's tracking the BSR position for all of those. Now you can have 1 or 2 or 3 lower level nodes that it's tracking in the event that you are listed in multiple lower level nodes. Okay, so you can see either of those views, but we're going to click into the top one so you can see the graph. Now this is a price versus BSR view. Now the BSR is actually overlaid on all the other keywords, all the other keyword views, so we'll get into that here in a second. But this particular view, you can toggle price off if you don't want to see it, or you can toggle bestseller rank off. I don't know why you would do that, but you have the option to. You can basically expand and collapse time to whatever time view you want to see. You can be as granular or as widespread as you want in terms of the time. And again, this timeline is going to be infinite. For as long as you're tracking the product in the software, you will be able to see all the data that you've been tracking from the start of entering it in until you stop tracking, you delete it, or you cancel your subscription. So another thing that you can do within this view is you can add annotations. So you can click in a new annotation and say this is a title change, the date. Let's say that I've made a change yesterday, set it for the 23rd, and added keyword, whatever keyword is in the front of the title. And then you can save that annotation, and it will show up on the graph in the for the 23rd, for the date that you set. Now you can click on these and you can edit them. So say, oh, I actually made that change on the 22nd, and then you update the annotation, and it's going to change in real time. So you'd be able to see the impact that that title change has on your BSR. Now, this annotation will carry over to the keyword views as well, just like the BSR. So the BSR carries over the keyword views, and the annotations will carry over as well. Now, you can hide them if you don't want to see them, or show them. Okay, backing up to the previous screen. Now, you have a feature in here that is tags. Like if you wanted to add a tag to this saying, if you have different brands, you could name it by the brand, and click save. Or you can add whatever tag you want to in there. But it's actually, this feature is just is typically only for those who have like a lot of products and they want to add a tag associated to groupings of products. But when you're searching an individual product, this is an awesome feature because this is basically a database. If I wanted to be, okay, if I wanted to just search, like say, moisturizers, if I could learn how to spell it, moisturizers. So if I start just by entering in the MOI, notice that it's only showing that one product. Okay, same thing if I was looking for mixer, right? Okay, so this is a database, and if you had thousands of products in here, you can just enter in, whether it's based on the tag, and I'll actually add in another tag. You can enter up to 25 tags on this, so we'll just say super, just for fun. Anything that has the word super in it, notice now that I have, based on that tag, I've only pulled up that product. But if I wanted to add in variant tags across different products to group them together, saying I'm doing a promotion on them, and I say that a tag in here that is promo 1 or something along those lines. And let's remove that. Now, if I wanted to search all the products that have the tag promo 1, there we go. Now, this isn't specific to just tags. Notice, like if I actually go in here and I click face, all right, because within this data, face is included. Like if it was a face cream or whatever, it's going to include all the products that have the word face in it. Okay, so it's a very, very nifty filtering option up there that uses your products as a database to search. Okay. So I hope you see the value in that. That's pretty awesome. I kind of like that feature, especially because I deal with a lot of clients, and if I'm tracking a lot of different products, I can tag it per client, or if they had, say, their brand name in the title, then I can just search their brand name and all their products show up. So that's pretty awesome. All right, now if you want to, so I already showed you the tag feature. If you wanted to delete a product, now there's no undo for this, so if you delete a product, you lose the data. So don't make sure that you understand that when you delete products, you're going to lose the data for that product. But we do have a safety feature here that when you do click delete, you have to verify, okay, all right, I do want to get rid of it. So we're going to leave that alone for now because we'll go dig into that here in a second. All right, now the next view is going to be the keyword view. This is where all the magic is happening, okay? Very similar to the product filter feature right here. Within the keyword view, you can also filter for keywords. Now, this is very useful when, say you're doing a promotion on a seed keyword, and let's say it was face cream. Now, in this particular product, for this particular product, we're only searching or tracking 3 keywords. So, but if it was 100 keywords and I only wanted to see the ones that had face cream in it, it's basically going to only show me the ones that have face cream. Or let's just kind of use a natural. I only have one keyword that has natural in it, right? So if you're doing a promotion on that seed keyword and you only want to view the keywords that have that seed keyword in it, then you can just enter the seed keyword in the keyword filter, and it's only going to populate those, or it's only going to show you those based on that slicing filter. Okay. So next, in actions, basically you have the ability to toggle between departments. Now, what this is going to do is in your sorting section here, where you can sort by the A to Z or Z to A, you can sort by ranking positions, you can sort by 1-day movement, the least or the most, 7-day movement, and 30-day movement. If you want to see like where they actually are moving in all departments, because remember we're tracking multiple categories here, if you want to see where they rank or where the movement was in all departments, you'll select that. But if you want to see where it was in your top level category, then you would select that. So make sure that you're paying attention to the department that it's showing the ranking movement for, at least the department that's most interesting to you. And in a lot of cases, it's going to be the top level department. And that's obviously dependent on what keyword you're tracking. But between the two, you can toggle. So you can say, I want to see the movement within all departments. I want to see the movement within the top level category. Okay, now let's look at the compare selected keywords. So I can select all keywords or I can deselect here, but let's say I want to look at the all departments and these two in a, we'll start with the compare screen. All right, this is going to show me both of those keywords that I just selected on the same graph, which I think is pretty awesome. Now you can go in all the 2 keywords that are down here that didn't really show a lot of movement, the red and the purple, best face cream in all departments, and beauty and personal care. Let's say that those didn't really move a whole lot, so I don't want to pay attention to those. Okay, the blue line is representative of the BSR, orange is natural face cream in all departments, and natural face cream in beauty and personal care. Now this is pretty interesting because look at the difference between the all department search and the beauty and personal care search. Now, if you were to search natural face cream in Amazon, if beauty and personal care is the most prominent category, it automatically shifts you to that, then that's where you need to have your focus, right? But it does appear that with that fluctuation in all departments for natural face cream, the all department search is pretty important because you're noticing the BSR start to kind of go up. Now, this is a bestseller rank, so you have to pay attention to the difference here. This is a pretty high bestseller rank. It's I say pretty high, it's pretty low, so it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good bestseller rank. Now, with this kind of fluctuation, that can be somewhat normal, right? But with a keyword ranking position that used to be around 35 to now it's around 71, my guess is that you actually have a lot of other keywords that might be moving along with this keyword, natural face cream. So it would be worth investigating some of the other long tails that are that have the word natural in it or face cream in it and comparing those views to see if any of those moved as well. Okay, but in this particular case, we're only actually tracking a few keywords, so we're not getting that granular with this. We're just trying to use this to show you the value of the actual views that you have within the software. Okay, now let's see if I covered everything. So you have your dates, you have your annotations that are showing up in this view. So the keyword comparison, you can compare up to 5 keywords. So if we go back here and we add this keyword in, we can also compare that. Now it's up to 5, and it's going to track all the departments for each of those 5 keywords. Okay. And this one we only have 3 views, so it would come down to this point where this legend might get in the way. So you can actually hide that legend if you want to get a clearer picture of all the movement, and then show legend, turn off what you don't want to see, and then do it that way. You can also hide annotations if you don't want to view the annotations. You can even edit the annotations from this view as well. And you can add new annotations that'll carry over through all of the other graphs that that you're able to see. You also still have the timeline splicing feature right here that you can use to kind of narrow your focus in on the most recent or broaden your focus to where the last change was made. So I think this is pretty awesome and being able to get as granular as possible, especially when your product's been on the software for quite some time. Okay, so already kind of gone through the toggling between these things. Another nice little feature is when you scroll over each one of them, it kind of darkens that that particular view. So I like that, and making sure that I have the right keyword with the most movement before I turn it on or turn it off. All right, so if I see that one hasn't really moved, I might shut it off so I'm not paying attention to it. So I can only see the keywords that move and how that is impacting my BSR. Okay, so a good way to use this is if you have a lot of keywords in here is to sort by the movement over the last few days, say last 7 days, maybe the last time that you checked, and then take a look at the keywords that have the most movement. Now, if you have more than 5, that's where the next more than 5 that actually move. That's where the next view comes in handy. So you have a graph selected keywords view where you can take these and stack them on top of each other. Okay, so you can see, like, say there was a lot of movement and it was like 50 positions, but you're still in position 100 for that keyword. It's probably not going to improve your BSR being so far back. Okay, so you may not need to look at that so granularly. And if you had 20 keywords that did this, you can just scroll through this screen, and it's kind of a stacked view, and it still shows your annotations, and you still have your legend up here that you can hide, or you can show hide annotations as well. So we're just kind of trying to give you as many options as you have to view the data in the clearest possible picture. You still have the feature that allows you to shut off all departments if you don't want to see all departments in that particular view. But yeah, so it's nice. It's a nice little feature to kind of stack the keywords, see which ones were or had the most movement in the positive or negative direction, and that actually would likely have the most visibility. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of the ins and outs of selecting keywords and keyword views. You can also, from here, you can just kind of see in individual keyword just by clicking on the graph right there. And it'll give you that timeline splice in the single keyword view. You can do all the same things like turning on the different lines that you want to see or don't want to see. Annotations as well, and even adding annotations that'll carry over throughout. All right, so next I want to touch on one other thing, which is going to be the account section. So, sorry, let me pull it open here. All right, so when you go up to the top right corner, you can click on account, and it's going to bring you in here to where you can adjust your account information, your password, your subscription, and your billing. But one key point that I want to hit on here with the subscriptions is when you're on a plan like this where you have 225 keywords, you're paying $100 a month, you're getting data every 6 hours, but you're doing a promotion. Okay, say you paid last week and this week and the next week you're doing a promotion. You're doing a promotion for like a 2-week time frame. And let's say you want every hour data. Okay, at that, like during that promotion, you want data every hour. You can move over to the high frequency package, switch to that plan, and it's going to prorate based on like the next 3 weeks of data between your last billing cycle and your next billing cycle. Okay, so for that 2-week promotion period, you can get hourly data at a prorated dollar amount, and then you can switch back to the standard plan, and you're still going to retain the data from this high frequency. Okay, so let me say that again. You start off on a 225 keyword, 150 products, multiple departments, keyword cluster graphs like the compare and the stack view. And you're getting data every 6 hours. You have your unlimited annotations, but you're running a promotion for a 2-week period, and you want more data during that time. But you don't really want to pay $600 a month every single month because you don't really need it. You don't really need that kind of granular data because you're not making as many changes. Okay. The data every 6 hours is great when you're not doing a whole lot of changing around on your listing. But when you are doing a lot of changing around, you want to have as much data as possible during that time frame. So you can get this, you can switch to this plan and it'll bill you immediately. It's going to prorate you for the remainder of the month. But then once you're done with all your promotions, you can switch it back to the other plan and retain the every hour data that you got while you were doing the promotion. You're not going to lose that data. It's not going to go back to erase the hour data that you paid for during that time frame. Okay. So it's a very important feature because not a lot of people are going to want to go in and spend, like, for instance, $4,800 a month. And we understand that. But you also have to understand that this is very, very granular data. And it's going out, and if you're tracking 2,000 keywords every hour in multiple departments, that's a lot of calls every hour for for your account. So that's a lot of data that you're getting, and it's going to allow you to make some very profitable decisions that are going to be much more valuable than $4,800 a month. Okay. However, you may not want to sustain that level of $4,800 a month, and you might only want to see that for a certain period of time, like say it's a 2-week period or even a 2-month period. You can pay for that data for 2 months and then switch back to a standard at the same level. Now, you want to try to keep the same level, because if you start erasing keywords, then you're not going to have that data anymore. So if you're at a 225 keyword plan, when you switch over to high frequency, keep the 225 keyword plan, so you don't have to remove keywords at the same time. And the same goes for if you're on a 475 keyword plan for the standard. If you switch to high frequency, you need to be in the 475 keywords, especially if you have 475 keywords, right? You don't want to have to erase keywords and lose the data that you had previously in order to gain data on the others. Now, if you want to do that moving around, you need to understand that you're going to lose that keyword data once you delete them. Okay, so as long as you maintain the keywords in the system, it's going to keep tracking it. It's going to keep tracking it indefinitely. All right, and once more, you're going to be able to retain the data from that period of time that you upgrade, even when you downgrade back to your previous plan. Okay, so you can buy that data within a specified time frame, and then go back to a previous lower level subscription for the sustained, like every 6 hours. You're still getting a lot more data than what you would with normal trackers, and you're able to retain the data that you paid for in the high frequency subscription. Okay, so that's the basic walkthrough of the tracker. Now, if you want to get in contact with us, then you'll just come up here to the top. Actually on the sales page, you can do this just through the support link at the top. It's going to bring you to the same page. You can click on this support link from within the tracker, and it'll take you to this page right here where you can put your name, your email address. It'll auto-populate this for you, and you just enter in your subject message if you have any files to attach, and then check on the CAPTCHA and send us that email. You can also post a public question, email us, or give us a call. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. Looking forward to any feedback that you might have. And this is Jack Harvell with Z9Tracker.com signing off. You guys have a great day.